get out for open shots. Didn't get the result right there, but you see it's allowing them to have some success offensively.
No, it has been. And I think the one thing that I love about the Aggies is no matter what happens, they don't hang their heads. They are not getting discouraged by anything that the Mountain Lions are doing. They are continuing to run their game. And like we said in the open, Will, they are playing fast, but errors like that may be their undoing if they continue to turn the ball over.
Couple of unforced turnovers too. It was 3 travels in the first quarter and then a couple of balls that they passed it out of bounds, i.e. the example right there where it goes beyond the sideline and it gives it off back to Yappy, who is having a good game. He's the first to double figures tonight.
I don't know, man. We highlighted Staten, but man, this kid Javon Yappy is coming right in here, scoring half of the points and staying aggressive. No, I think we got it right. You see that block.
Staten with the block right there, and it's back up the floor for the finish. Javion Wall gets 2 points and a little run for the Mountain Lions.
Yeah, you got that youth in there as well. Wall, a great player, sophomore, and high flying with the layup and score.
Knox stops and pops, can't connect, and Staten grabs the rebound. Here is Yappy going to work already with 11 points, and he cuts inside and can't finish with the left. Knoll fighting on the glass, though. Look at the fight from Knoll. And it stays on this end. That's the interesting thing. Javon Yappy and Colton Knoll, similar journeys. They transfer from Red Rock into this program, and look at that almost finish, but Knoll.
Now that's a great follow by Knoll, who is also, he's 6'3", so he's going in there amongst the trees as well with the follow and battling for the rebound.
Knoll and Yappy, 2 big transfers into this program. They both a couple years ago played on Durango state title team when they went back-to-back, both as freshmen and sophomores for Yappy and Knoll. Then they played at Red Rock last year, now transferring to a team that already won a state championship. You get 2 players that are coming in starting right away on a defending state championship team. That's one way to get some reinforcements to your program.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, embarrassment of riches out here. And oh man, inside move for my man Staten. I was giving him credit about staying aggressive and not passing out of the post, but man, how quickly and explosive he just scored on that one.
He shows his quick feet, doesn't have to have too much bounce at 7 feet, and an easy flush for him for 2 points as the Mountain Lions, after trailing by a point after the opening quarter, leading 26-19, fading away in the paint. No friendly roll there, and Yappy picks up the rebound.
You see the Mountain Lions slowing the pace down a little bit here. I don't know if you've noticed this, Will, but these guys are sliding around on this floor. I've seen it a few times. Don't know if it's just condensation or what's going on, but you've seen these shoes slip. You see right there is this sliding on this floor.
And it's a 10-2 run right now for the Mountain Lions here in the second quarter. Staten wants to go from distance. He says, I can stretch the floor at 7 feet. Can't connect.
If he knocks down the 3, I just say, go ahead, just bypass BYU and just go straight to the league.
There's Yappy continuing to fill it up. 13 points for him as he attacks.
Oh, we were talking about the inside out. Inside out needs to happen with the Mountain Lions, but boy, I'm saying outside in with the weapon that they have in Yappy.
A huge response on the 3-point shot, connected there by Sebastian Knox. That's his second 3-pointer.
How badly needed was those points right there for the Aggies? They cannot afford to fall behind.
And the big reason why they haven't fell too far behind is the 3-pointers. That's their 4th 3-pointer made, 2 by Knox and 2 by the 6'7" Dominic Givens. But one thing that has hurt is all the opportunities the Mountain Lions have got at the foul line. They open up this second quarter on a 12-2 run, and it's silenced for a moment after Arbor View had a 1-point lead after the opening quarter. Sierra Vista started getting things going offensively, And now they get to add on at the foul line.
Yeah, dangerous thing about that. You live by the three, die by the three. I want to see these guys start to get a lot of those easy points. You saw them attacking inside initially earlier in that first quarter. They've gone away from it and depending heavily on the three-point, as now their coach calls a timeout.
But Akuma now with 6 after knocking down a couple at the foul line. An 8-point advantage for the Mountain Lions after trailing by 1 after the opening quarter. They've relied a lot on Javon Yappy, who's already got a baker's dozen, 13 points in this ball game. Takuma has 6, 5 for the 7-footer, and Xavier Staten.
Well, they are attacking, and I think when you have a weapon like Javon Yappy, you have that element to your game while everybody's trying to guard the post. They are forgetting about the weapon on the outside. This guy is very quick. They have him listed. They have him at 6'1", but he plays so much bigger than that. You see how quick he is on the outside, but also his shot is just falling for him, and he can get that thing up whenever he wants to. That's right now for the Aggies. They're probably trying to draw up something to figure out how to stop number one.
Stopping number one, a big thing, but also offensively, what would you like to see them do?
Look, offensively, I think they need to go right back to their 6'7" guys and put a lot of pressure. They got to make Staten work. Make the big fella work. Back him down. Let's see what his post defense is like, and then try and work their offense inside out. They have the guys that are knocking down those outside shots. Again, pressure them on defense. Make them work.
That's the interesting thing, how they want to approach in the paint. One of the top shot blockers in the country. It's Curtis Green. Gives it out top, and now Darden drives, uses the glass. Nice play as JT Darden's now got 10 points.
Come on now, JT. It's after hours, but the bank is still open. It's a great play designed to get number 32 out of the paint.
Makes it a 6-point game. Yappy trying to facilitate. Javion Wall actually out there, gives it back out to Ruffin, who had it out in the corner in front of Arbor View's bench. Speaking of Yappy, who just comes back into the game now, short stint on the bench for him, and you can see why.
No, don't let that man sit very long. Bring him right back in.
3-pointer off the back of the rim from Ruffin. Trying to run quickly instead. It's picked back up, and Yappy can't connect the three. A response from three. That doesn't go either. Both teams quick triggers. Another from the corner, and that finally goes from distance. That's E.J. Takuma who knocks it down from outside.
Takuma's also having a great game also. Oh my God, you have a collision underneath the basket.
That's Knox getting up and also down. Xavier Staten down on the hardwood, gets helped up by both of his teammates.
See him here just being aggressive, getting inside. It's Knox, but there is the collision.
A tough landing on the hardwood right there, trying to affect the shot of Knox. Knox, a very experienced player, earns a trip to the line. The 6'2" senior, 50 games under his belt in his career, played 19 games as a freshman, 21 as a sophomore, just 10 a season ago, but a really big downhill attacker, but he misses the first foul shot.
I like what you're saying there, Will, because that experience really does pay off for teams like this in big moments like this. You need a guy to kind of cool these guys down and just let everybody know, look, let's not allow these guys on their court to run us out of here. Let's continue to work our offense, but also let's put some pressure on them defensively. They've got to get an answer for number one.
It's Takuma with the handles out front right now, trying to feed it over the top to Staten. That's the interesting thing. You talk about the guard play. Takuma can handle it. He's the returning point guard for a state championship team, but then you get Yappy, who transfers in as a point guard. You got two guys who can handle the ball at a really high level.
No, absolutely. And what I love there on that play for State, what they're trying to do is set him up in the pick and roll. A lot of teams are not going to be able to defend that, the alley-oop there.
Looking inside, Staten affects the shot. And now they try to feed it back over the top once again. Doesn't work out. Now Arbor View back up the floor, trying to go quickly, but too quickly, and they cough it up.
I think what you recognize if you're the Aggies is like, look, Xavier Staten he is on the floor. Let's run, guys. Like, he's literally laying on the floor. This is our opportunity.
Now it's Yappy who handles it. He and Dakuma both have brought the ball up for the Mountain Lions. Team that just a couple years ago won 9 games, but last year they win 23 and get a state title as time is about to expire. In the second, it's dropped in. Javon Yappy with 2 more. He's got 15 as the first half comes to a close.
Will, this kid, Javon Yappy, has that basketball.
Arbor View by 10 at the break. It was an Arbor View 1-point lead after 1 quarter, but Sierra Vista with a big second quarter, and we're off to action here in the second half. Third quarter just underway. Alongside Heckma Harrison, I'm Will Connerly. Happy to be with you for this Game Time Game of the Week here on Your View. Aggies with the first possession out of the break, and they turn it over. That was something that really hurt them in the first half. Some of the unforced errors on passes just like that, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, they made them pay for it, too. The Mountain Lions did. Those self-inflicted wounds, you saw them, they traveled a lot, turned the ball over, and then just lazy passes that went out of bounds. Stepping out of bounds was a part of it also. You can't make those same mistakes here in the second half.
3-point shot. It is off the mark from Javion Wall, but it stays for another attempt. Well, speaking of stepping out of bounds, that's what E.J. Dakuma did, who had 9 points in the first half, but can't get 2 more there. He was looking for Staten down low.
Yeah, he was, but returning the favor on the turnover. A little bit of pressure here.
For the corner 3 and knocking him down tonight, it's Dominic Givens, who has looked good. 3 threes, 9 points for the 6-7 stretch.
And he finds a home over there on that baseline. The automatic shot for him, and another 3 being put up here by Curtis Green Jr.
He can't connect, and quickly back up the other end. It's Javon Yappy who adds to his total, now 17 points on the night.
How about the English he has to put on that spin, Javon Yappy? Oh, how do you call that?
Offensive foul on JT Darden.
Oh, Darden going up aggressively, but boy, that's a good job by Knoll. That's holding his position for that charge. You see him holding on to his knees right there. That hurt a little bit. Woof.
The senior in Knoll, just like Yap, we detailed their journey, and Knoll really known for what he can do defensively. Just a hard worker, does everything on both ends for this group. As they try to look inside to Staten, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Colton Knoll, that's one tough customer right there. He took a charge right into his chest. Him trying to get it down low and a way for Staten to get that pass. He's claiming that he's being pushed in the back.
Igier Broxy, he's had the main assignment tonight on Staten, and they've held Staten to just 5 points in this game. Can't say the same about Yappy, who's got 17, but they've held down the 7-footer a little bit in the scoring column. He's had a couple of empty trips at the foul line as well as they feed it inside. Igier Broxy, who has not gotten the scoring sheet tonight, it's a little flustered in the paint and turns it over.
Finally getting an opportunity. They move Staten out of the paint, and Broxy just trying to rush it. Ends up turning the ball over.
Has not had many chances in the paint. And when you get the ball for the first time in the third quarter, that can be tough as well. 3-point shot knocked down. E.J. Dakuma.
Puma just continuing to work. How solid is he? And very efficient. Hadn't been shooting the ball a lot, but when he does, it seems to find a home.
He has 12. A kick out to Green. He likes the corner, and he finally hits after missing a couple trifectas. Nothing but net from the corner pocket there.
Well, they're starting to forget about Curtis Green Jr. sitting, just hanging out there in the corner. He's saying, hey, don't forget about me. They're collapsing that defense down, but great job by number 4, knocking down the wide open shot.
He's attempted 3 threes in this game, all from the same location, the corner, and he was wide open on all 3 occasions. Coming into this game, and you look at his stats last year, he shot 8% from three-point range. Very confident shooter to go again after missing his first 2, and he connects from the corner, but just 8% to now connect one. That might give him some confidence. Deep 3 off the mark from Dakuma, rebound collected by Broxy.
Yeah, good job by Broxy on the block out. And they're just trying to make sure that they keep number 32 out of the paint. He is so big and just having a hard time. Once he gets that ball in his hands up over his head, no one's going to take it from him.
Cano, he gets the rebound on one end, finishes on the other.
Colton Cano, he's doing all the dirty work, defensively taking charges and also knocking down shots. You need a utility guy like that on your team. I don't care what level you play at or what sport you're playing.
Bastian Knox with his 3rd 3, and he now has 10. Cano, though, responds, and what a lefty stroke from downtown.
I mean, Coach Holster's probably over there on the other side asking himself, who else do I have to look for? They're just finding guys to victimize us.
Green goes from the corner, can't connect in front of his own bench after he just had one a couple trips ago from the other corner. The threes are starting to fall, though, on both sides, and for Sierra Vista, it's helped them get their lead to 11.
And Thaddeus Thatcher is off the bench.
He has the ball in his hands now. First action for him tonight. He'll go for one, knocks it down, cold off the bench, and a long 2 for Thatcher.
Must have been sitting on the heating pad. I don't know about being cold. He coast to coast and knocking it down.
Well, one thing that wasn't cold is the way he directed this Arbor View football team. Starting quarterback as a sophomore, led them all the way to the state championship game. And comes in, like you said, ready to go as he knocks down a 2. But he did pretty well, set a state record, 583 yards in a game this year, just as a sophomore for this Arbor View team. It was their first ever time getting to a state championship game in football, and the sophomore quarterback doing it on the hardwood as well.
Yeah, he is a gamer and is the answer for Coach Troy Osler off the bench. He's like, I need an answer for Colton Cano. I got the perfect guy for him.
It is interesting. He comes from a very athletic family as well. His brother, a 4-star linebacker, committed to Utah. Up the floor, though, Arbor View trying to go on a run. JT Darden getting back in the scoring column. Cano, though, with a quick answer a couple times. It's Colton Cano with the answer on a quick bucket in response.
And I tell you what, we've been talking about the dirty work that he's doing, diving for loose balls, taking charges, rebounding, doing things like that. But you can tell he has an offense, a lot to his game also with the 3-point shot, the dribble drive. And this is a talented basketball player.
And that 3's buried in transition. E.J. Dakuma, the Mountain Lions have options on offense, and they're all on display right now.
Got to ask yourself, every time we make a move, they come back with another one. Great pass from Yappy, finding E.J. Dakuma at his spot, and he knocks down another one.
15 points for the senior. And he has come in, led this team as the point guard last year to a state championship, had double digits in both the state semi and state championship game with 17. A first-team All-Southern Nevada selection, a consistent 3-point shooter. and he now has 15 to go along with 17 for Yappy. The two guards are just really all out, leading the Mountain Lions in this one.
Yeah, this is embarrassment of riches right now. You got a guy, both of these guards, they are inside out on you. These guys can drive on you. And then, oh, by the way, you have a Colton Cano that is also a defensive specialist. I hadn't even gotten to Staten yet. The other weapons that they have also.
Darden hits off the back of the rim. Thatcher puts it on the deck, kicks it back out, wide open for three, short from Knox. Thatcher hands off the rebound back to Knox, and a block is called. It's going to be against Ian Kirkland. No, check that. It's going to be against Javion Wall for Sierra Vista. He'll get tagged with the foul and come off. But, yeah, for Sierra Vista, I mean, they scored 80 points in their last game. You know they can fill it up. And with all these options already 3 in double figures in this one, Cano, Takuma, and Yappy.
Yeah, the Aggies, every time they answer, it just seems like the Mountain Lions go on another run. You score a point, we're going to score 6.
Here is Darden looking for that answer. He has the 7-footer on him, steps back, and it is off the mark. Interesting way to navigate that, trying to shoot over 7-1 on the step back, and it was a decent shot off his hand.
Man, you got to try and figure out a way to create some space. You got a guy with that much length in front of you. He's 7'1", you're 6'1".
It's into Thatcher.
Look, think about it. For the Aggies, all they're settling for is perimeter shots right now because of the shot blocking ability down in the paint. That's just, you're intimidated. You're intimidated by this guy, and he's forcing you into an area of your game that you may not be comfortable with.
Rylan Hearns gets his first basket of the night, forces a turnover on the other end. Bounced up the floor quickly, and a nice finish there for JT Darden running the floor at a high level.
Great points right there. Back to within 8 for the Aggies. They got to continue to run, though.
A miniature run, back-to-back buckets in the last 30 seconds has cut it to 8. Rylan Hearns, the junior, on the wing. He and Thaddeus Thatcher both have baskets in this third quarter. They first time getting on the board tonight in the third as it's into the big man, Xavier Staten, and he draws a foul, and they've made him try to earn it at the line. He's missed 3 foul shots tonight just with 5 points, and he'll go to the line for a 4th time.
And Curtis Green Jr. does not mind getting that foul. He understands 6'5". He's trying to get that foul early, but is going to make sure that he sends Xavier to the line.
What's that for?
Not sure, but I'd sure hate you don't have it when we find out.
This journey will be dangerous all the way to Oregon. You can police yourselves, or I can do it.
New series now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Knocks down the first. Mentioned the Gatorade Player of the Year last year and spent some time last fall at the U.S. Men's Basketball Junior National Team minicamp. Regarded as one of the top shot blockers in the country, the consensus 4-star, picked BYU over Stanford, Michigan, and UNLV.
Wow. That is a big get for BYU, bringing in a player like this.
And Hearns with another basket, 4 points in the third quarter for him as we approach the end of the third frame.
How about that from Rylan Hearns? He's taking it right to the big man. You talk about him all you want to. I'm going to test him.
And now he gets a steal on the other end.
Come on.
Hearns having a nice third quarter. Steps into a 3, and it's Hearns time right now. All 7 for him. here in the third.
Braylon Hearns. So I am sick of hearing about this Xavier Staten guy. I want to make him work. This is actually what I've been asking for. You got to make the big man work. And Hearns is getting under his skin as they get a foul on Staten for the push.
And that's a dagger from distance to cut it to within 5 with just 9 seconds to go in the third.
Here's the push right here. And I think just a little bit of frustration right there from the BYU commit.
Hearns starting to get going. No points at halftime. He's got 7 in the third. Goes again, and Hearns is heating up. Knocks it down as we go to the fourth.
Okay, my man Hearns is stating a case for himself, knocking down the shot. Boy, that's how you put in work.
Oh, man. Fourth quarter coming up next. Really strong third quarter. And he has something to say for the Aggies, cutting it to just a one-possession game as we start the fourth quarter.
Well, Rylan Hearns, we owe you an apology, sir. We were not familiar with your game, but we are now.
And when you have 9 points in a quarter, that can have some conversation. Gets a steal as well, doing it on both ends. And Hearns trying to see if he can't take this game over. And it's taken away there by Yappy, who had this game in his hands most of the first half. Can't connect on the lay. And it's Darden who picks up the rebound. And it's tapped out of play. Will stay with Arbor View. They were down by as much as 11 in the third. Enter Rylan Hearns. And it's just a 3-point game with 9 points in that third quarter.
And things change right now because this is big, because Xavier Staten is on the bench. And if I'm the Aggies, I'm like, look, we have to attack with our slashers and our athletes now that the big man is out of there.
Hearns misses the 3. Knoll with the rebound. Here's Yappy. He's got 17, looking for more, leaves it short. Knoll getting tied up for the board, puts it on the deck, goes back up, and a friendly roll, and what an effort by Colton Knoll.
Guys, he is a monster. The rebound won. No one was going to take this ball away from him as Yappy goes up for the lay. But you have 2 Aggies right there, and number 10 in the middle of it saying, give me that. And there's the roll for the points.
He said, I'm not going to kick it out.
No.
He goes right back up. And Knoll having a great game as well. 13 points for him.
Only down by 5 now. The Aggies have to run.
Darden trying to direct this offense, enter inside, and Yappy comes in to get the steal, but then it's into the hands of Thatcher. They pass it around down low, and a walk is called. Tyjair Broxy was smelling his first bucket of the night, but he gets called for the travel.
Tyjair Broxy is just like, come on, whoever has the voodoo doll on me, please put it up. Because every time I get in close, I travel. This is the second time a traveling call has been called on number 15. He's been working so hard defensively, and guess who's off the bench?
Short stint, the 7-footer Xavier Staten. And the 3 misfires short. Broxy who picks up the board. Darden calling for a screen. Gets the switch for the center. Now Sebastian Knox, who's got 10 points tonight. Feed inside, what a cut, and Hearns continues a big second half.
Yeah, that's that off-ball movement that they've needed, and also on that last possession, going deep into the shot clock. How about that move from Yappy?
19 for him as he goes right to the cup. Aggies try to get a quick response. They get a walk that is called. Thought for a moment that Staten was going to get called as he left his feet for a foul. It looks like a walk may have been called instead. Oh, no, we'll see. Check that.
No.
Thought we saw the walk.
What do we?
And we did see the walk. So what happened, Broxy thought he got fouled because he had the 7-footer leave his feet. One official called a walk. Broxy had other ideas. Now they discuss.
Wow.
Saw the walk for sure.
That is a tough call.
Autos
is a tough call. They're going to reverse it.
Wow.
Roxy's like, finally, something going my way. I think it's a correct call.
I mean, when he got Staten to leave his feet, if you're going to walk there, that's tough for a third time tonight. Instead, he gets a trip to the line, and pretty clear that Staten committed a foul in that respect.
Well, he gets the first one to go. His first points after his hands have been full for 3 quarters trying to defend. How about that smile right there? That's a young man that's like, thank God. Thank God I get the score.
Good trip at the line.
Yes, absolutely. Now brings it to 3.
Knocks both down, and like you mentioned, he has had everything to deal with on the other end of the floor. Banging bodies down low with the 7-footer and Xavier Staten. Staten going to the rack now, earns a foul.
Wow. It looked initially like they were getting ready to call another traveling call on Xavier, but he was not going to come off of this ball. He was going to try and get fouled and get to the rack.
It looks like a travel when he only needs 1 step.
That's how tall he is, really.
To get from towards just beyond the elbow and then going to the rim. But at the foul line, he sinks the first. 8 points tonight for him.
Yeah, friendly roll right there on the first shot. But if I'm the Aggies, look, I'm just telling myself, guys, we found a formula. They finally get what they need from Rylan Hearns. He gives them quality minutes. They've got to try and continue to ride that momentum that Hearns gave them.
What a big spark he provided at the end of the third to make it a 1-possession game after they were down by as many as 11. And there is Staten, who gets a hand on it as it was going toward the rim. Still on the way up.
How high he went on that block is, wow, that's amazing. This is why he's the Gatorade Player of the Year. But this guy, Yappy, is having it his way.
Yappy with 21 points. That's why he's the 2nd-ranked point guard in the state. With a drive and a finish with the left, Staten gets the steal, intercepting the pass.
They trade those, and obviously lucky the Mountain Lions are to get this possession back.
Now Broxy trying to defend down low, and it's put in by Staten. They say 4th quarter, we're going to our guy, and he gets a touch in the paint for 2.
Got to make sure, I mean, the big man has been running the floor well, and so when you get a big guy running like that, you got to reward him.
And how about the reward that JT Darden gets from downtown? 17 points for him after he connects on the 3.
He's been a gamer.
Oh, what the answer! E.J. DeCuma. 18 for him.
He shot that one from Caesar's Palace and knocked it down. What a shot by DeCuma.
Knox goes. The 3-point shooting contest can't continue. DeCuma from 3 connects. Javion Wall. Well, at least the Mountain Lions said we're going to keep knocking them down from distance. And the three-point shooting in the fourth quarter proven to be huge for Sierra Vista.
Boy, the Mountain Lions are just making one run after another. Even when the Aggies find themselves getting close, they find a way to pull away. And it's been these guys being streaky on the outside. That offense has been coming from Yappy, but E.J. Dakuma also finding the young man, the sophomore, Javian Wall, knocking down the three.
They are getting contributors all across the court this evening. Dakuma with the find. He has 18 points. Yappy with 21. The guards nearly getting you 40 in this game with the 1 and the 2, and they really have been interchangeable at the 1. And they are starting to fill it up. When you have a couple of score-first point guards, that is dangerous for another team's interior defense, and it's proven to open up some threes later in this game.
And a lot of guys are self-proclaimed score-first guys, but when you're able to knock down those shots like that, it proves to be very valuable for your team. As, again, you have an Aggie squad that's staying aggressive. They're shooting as well, playing great defense against the big man down low. But when your other guys, the other role players, can get involved and come up big the way that they just have in this fourth quarter, man, that is a testament to coaching, but also great play. And how about that? Talk about checking tonsils. Whoa! Woo! Darden with the flush.
19 for him, and the 2 loudest as he had something, I guess, to work out with the rim because he attacked it.
Something to get off his chest. Great defense right there also by Darden.
Forces the steal, gets it to the hands of Hearns. 10-point deficit with under 3 to go, and Hearns keeps it on this end. Last touchdown by Staten, but oh man, JT Darden with a big-time flush just a moment ago out of the break.
Yeah, I had to look down at the stat sheet. I looked down at the roster to see how tall this young man is, man. How about skying like that at 6'1"?
Taken away by Yappy, and he loses the handle. Whistle is called as well. On the way out of bounds, it's going to stay on this end. A couple of...
See him just slip right there and getting the ball with the possession. Going to stay with the Mountain Lions with 2:30 left. Still plenty of time here for the Aggies.
Need some stops, and they're not going to get one there as Javian Wall with an easy 2 out of the baseline, out of bounds.
Wilbert Townsend at 5'7". He gets collected amongst the trees. No way to get out of that, and Javian Wall makes the great escape in the score.
Hearns misfires from the wing. Sierra Vista showing that their offense is going to be a lot to handle this season in the likes of 4A, already with 70 points, looking for more with under 2 to go. Scored 80 in their first game. Team showing that they can fill it up and doing it against a very stout Arbor View squad in a class up. I know you said, hey, that doesn't matter in this respect. These two teams are really strong. Sierra Vista showing that offensively, they've got so many weapons, and they've all been on display tonight.
Now they have, and you're absolutely right. Staten, they're going to get him with the goaltend there. Going to count the points as well. But, you know, we'll only say that simply because of where these two teams came from in their classification. I just believe that for the athlete, they match up very well. The great divide, obviously, is Xavier Stanton. They don't have a 7-1 guy on the other side, but man, they're finding ways they found ways in this game to get him out of the paint and make him run. When you saw them get close, and the Mountain Lions have found ways throughout this game to just pull away.
And speaking of pulling away, that's what the Mountain Lions are doing right now. And yes, the 7-1, one of the top recruits in the country, and Xavier Staten committed to BYU. That was the talk coming in. However, Heckma, you probably look at this matchup and say Staten is not the reason, though, that the Mountain Lions are going to perhaps have a convincing win. It's E.J. Dakuma and Javon Yappi's efforts, both nearly getting 20 along with the 13 from Colton Cano. It's the guards that really have done most of the damage in this game for the Mountain Lions. Maybe not what we were expecting coming in.
Yeah, they benefit greatly by having a 7-footer in the paint. They're single coverage all the time, and they're not, having to fall victim to traps. Other teams that can have the size match up as well, they'll be able to nullify that great athleticism on the outside.
To pick your poison, right? These guards are so dynamic. You want single coverage on some of their athletic ability to attack to the rim, and they run really quickly. As it's a 10-point game with just over a minute to go in the fourth, and another hammer home for JT Darden as he is capping off what has been an impressive evening for him. 21 points on the night for the senior.
He's just staying. What he's done this entire game is shown his leadership. He hasn't hung his head at all. And again, staying aggressive out there on the floor. Defensively, he's had his challenges. He's been matched up with Javon Yappy. So when you go back and you look at this tape, and this is going to be one of those matchups where you see two guards going at it, and they have been going back and forth this entire game.
Yappy off to Dakuma. They take their time, ahead by 8 with 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
Pick and roll coming.
Wall from the corner. Offensive rebound and easy finish with two hands for Staten.
Hey, that's as easy a bucket as he's going to get for him.
You mentioned having a 7-footer down low, creating the driving lanes as well. And the guards, it's not been a ton of half court. It's been up and down. They've wanted to get up and down, and they've done that at a really high level. You saw some sparks from Rylan Hearns in the third quarter, but Sierra Vista's guard play combined with what they're doing on the glass defensively and protecting the rim ultimately decides this one tonight. 72-62, the final score.